how to stop or mitigate splitting if you have BPD. For those who are unaware, splitting is essentially dealing with the extremes. This person's all good or this person's all bad. People often, I would argue, people are never all good or all bad. And so, by definition, splitting is, a maladaptive strategy in life. If people objectively cannot be all good or all bad, not an act, not what they did, but the all-encompassing individual of that person throughout their whole life. I.e., you see that person as a baby, I often think about how if we could all just see each other's parents, how much empathy and how much grace we'd give each other, just seeing who raised us. It'd be a lot easier to just be like, oh, okay, and it almost immediately, at least for me, immediately just be like, or I guess the other way, depending on how you look at their parenting and how they chose to live their life. Example comes up, maybe, and it's often an example of someone who comes from affluence and they're an asshole or they're whatever, all these bad things, and it's like it's hard to see the empathy there, because you think their life's easier than yours. That's an easy one, and that's but for the sake of the simplicity and staying on track here, splitting. I would say, to the degree that you are splitting, that's very much a correlation with like a trauma response, right? Where you're trying to not, it's a survival mechanism from trauma. And if you are, it all kind of correlates, right? Like isolation, hypervigilance, and always like overanalyzing every word you say because you don't want to come off the wrong way. It's very much just an oversensitivity, like most, as an explanation to most personality disorders. You're very, very attuned, and I shouldn't say most personality disorders. Most personality disorders that don't destroy others, they tend to be inward, right? So like, that ignorance can kind of just steamroll people sometimes. So back on track here, BPD. For me, I will say that the biggest thing you can do to stop splitting is understand what it is first, and why you're doing it, right? So you're in this video, so you've probably been diagnosed with it or know someone who's been diagnosed, and if that's the case, I'm sorry you're going through that. It's a brutal one, and well, yeah, the good news is that there's a lot of progress to be made with BPD. It seems to be diagnosed as the most brutal, hardest personality disorders to live with. I guess schizophrenia and BPD come up. I mean, it's hard to equate what's the hardest, but if the stat is correct that you're 10% more likely to self-delete having it, I mean, that's a testament to it, right? So I'm gonna do what I can to help maybe someone who's dealing with splitting, looking at people as all good or all bad, I think the first thing to do is to have, like with most things, but the first thing to do is to have a grounding strategy, have a not just a grounding strategy, but to be grounded, to have, an environment where you can feel safe. That's huge, because then you'll be able to do the work, and you'll be able to essentially bring back some of that I'm self-conscious when I'm talking in my car. I think people are looking at me. Having a place, I mean, it's pretty obvious to have a place that's comfortable, because that's how anything in life, you're going to need a place that you can feel safe. And again, with BPD, just giving yourself grace, watching videos like this, but not to like a obsessive level is important, because that's how we connect, that's how we grow, that's how we heal, I think, is through each other. And is this the right way to go? No. And so that's what I'd say to help with that, because I believe splitting is very much to the degree that you are all in, good or bad, looking at people as all good or all bad, usually correlates to how recent the trauma and the significance of the trauma was, so grace, number one, have an environment that's safe, have people in that environment that are safe. Maybe get a puppy. I'm working on getting a puppy. Might be doing that later. Because that's the abandonment is huge in BPD, and to have something or someone that you can trust and rely on, even if it's a pet, even if it's a goldfish, whatever, dogs are absolutely healing, as long as they don't bring on more stress than they bring on more stress. So again, get a little self-conscious in my car talking. This guy's looking at me, he's like, who do you think you are? Making YouTube videos, huh? What are you, a narcissist? So, yeah. So, grounding, having a good environment, giving yourself grace, that alone is going to be absolutely, you're going to see exponential changes. You should see exponential changes in your splitting behavior, because, I mean, those two things right there, time, aka giving yourself grace, and just having a good environment, and just little wins, you don't have to get it all done today. Time is very helpful. And again, like, it's crazy how, like, one of the constants of the universe is, the more pain, the more gain, literally, especially in the psyche. If someone really, really just, I love the word, I hear another guy on YouTube say, mollywopped you, the person just mollywopped you, like your life got turned upside down, like, it makes it easier not to do it again. You're still alive. As long as you're alive, all pain is psychological. That's just bullshit. I don't even know what that means. I wrote something on Facebook the other day that was something like that, but I just butchered my own quote. But yeah, so yeah, and I empathize. Like, for me, I'll just speak for me. Like, with social media and the way we communicate, I'll say, namely with Facebook, if you use that, but I'm sure it's on everything. I hear X is pretty rough with this as well, but like, it's just so easy to hear someone say something and then you go, because it's just ones and zeros just on a screen, and you don't see their face, you don't see the way they said it. Like, it's ridiculous. It makes no sense, because then you go, that person's bad. I didn't anticipate or plan for this video to turn political or about social media, but man, there's definitely a correlation between I should say there definitely can be a correlation between splitting behavior, BPD, and these ways we communicate. I mean, for sure. They say rates of Asperger's, I guess now it's ASD, are going up. There's more people like that than ever because the symptoms say that they are. And it just, of course, why would... It'd be weirder if that wasn't the case, the way we communicate now, right? So, again, back to grace. It's all about grace, 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 grace. And, yeah. So, on that note, less social media. It's fucking huge. Get off the social media. We'll cure the world. Oh god, this road's messed up. Getting over. Let me in, bro. Yep, I'll probably end the video here. So this is not my best work, but I tried. So yeah, this one's about BPD. So we got grace. We got having a environment that can be conducive for safety and healing. And number 3, I guess, would be to get off social media. So, we could do corollary to that is number 4 is talk to people in real life, because that's the exact opposite of social media. That really helps, actually. That should be number 1. Talking to people in real life. It helps with... I know this person behind me. It definitely helps with not being all in thinking with people that are not looking at people all in. So because you're online, it's so easy to do, right? But when you're talking to people in real life, you can see the light in their eyes. You can see the humanity and the nuance. We'll end the video here, guys. Love you all. If you have BPD or know someone who's struggling with it, my heart goes out to you. It's brutal, but that's the thing about it, is you really can minimize symptoms, and I think even partially cure it indefinitely. So just hang in there. Little wins every day, guys. All right, later.